Okay, and then next, let's see, we did 3 green, and then we're going to highlight this and change the color to, I don't like to use yellow because it's barely seen. I try to make it orange. It's kind of dark that they can see. And lastly, I'm going to leave this black unless I find a good color. Oh, purple, of course. Okay, so now we have a colorful worksheet, a place for them to write their name. Now, if you want to, I like to sometimes have it where they can write their name. And I want to teach them how to write small. So instead of me writing the line, I can do this, and I can put his name for him. So let's say, okay, and I want him to learn I want him to learn how to start writing smaller, right? So instead of the 48 that they're at, let's try 20, and then let's add the font and see what it looks like. All right, let's go in closer. I think we can make it a little bit bigger. 28. And like I said, when you space, the lines stay the same. So we can put it out like that. Now, that might seem too small to you. You can go ahead and make it this font. This font is 48. And if you just put your cursor over it, well, not over it, but you click on it, it'll show you up here what size you have. So I have 48 for this one. And this one is 28. I do want him to learn small. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with challenging them, trying and see how they can do something different. Name needs to be 36th. All right, so that's not bad. And when you look at the sheet at ruler size, everything looks like that. So that way he can learn how to write his name a little smaller. And he'll be learning his first and last name. Now my son knows his first and last name, but he can write his first name and recognize it good. So now it's time for him to learn and recognize his middle name, and his birthday. And you know what else you can do? You can do the date that way too. Let's say you can do like that. And we're going to put the date as for him to write more numbers. 12. Oops, 12. And then you can write either the dash or the slant. 12, 16, 2019. Okay, see now that went awry. So now I can either make names smaller. Let's try to make names smaller and see if it'll go. Let's try 26. And it brought everything back up, and the font gets to stay the same. Name being big is important, right? So now he can write his first name, his last name, and kind of, you don't have to bring it together. I kind of got to space out just so he can see the difference. And if I could space out that, I'll make names smaller again. Let's take it down to 20. Just so I can make spaces with that. And if you want to change this to a color, you can, but you don't have to. And there you have it. You have made your first worksheet, and you can print it out for your child. Now, I recommend, what I like to do is I like to print out 5 sheets. And yes, it is color. But if you get the right printer, and I'm going to give you the link to my printer. And it is an affordable printer. It is sufficient. And if you use it right, you can get the most out of your ink. And I don't think a lot of people know that, which would make getting ink an expensive thing that you don't want to do. Please excuse me, I yawned. But you don't want to have to spend a lot of money on ink if you don't want to. I have been known to make my ink stretch 4 months, and I'm just printing out worksheet after worksheet after worksheet. Now, this is a new printer for me, so I'm not used to their ink, but it is a Canon, and they seem to work really well for me. I can buy a $30 or $50 printer, and it could last for years. Like my last printer was a printer scanner. Shoot, and it did one other thing I can't remember, but it lasted for years. And one day, one thing after the other started falling off, but it was only $50. This one was even more affordable, so I'm going to link you to that and the affordable paper that I found, and that's all you need if you want to print these things out. Now, let me give you a tip. If you want to print things out and you can't at your home, you can take this stuff to the library. You can save this sheet. You can put it on a USB drive, or you can email it to yourself. And most libraries today in the city or in your town should have a place where you can log into your email and print what you want to print. So what I do is I email the stuff to myself. And this is when I did in between printers. I had to email myself the worksheets. I would go up there and I would print them out at my library. Every day you get a free $1 worth of printing. So that's 10 sheets a day. And depending on how many kids you have, that is good or bad. So, but if you start stocking up, like Christmas is coming up and it's Christmas vacation. If you take vacation in your homeschool, you can go up there and you can go every day and get those free sheets. Or if it's not free, you can, it's anywhere between 10 and 20 cents, depending on what town you're in. It's usually not that high. And you can have it printed out. You can go to Kinko's if they still exist, or Office Depot, or Kinko's and Office Depot, and you can have it printed out that way too. Another thing I'll show you how to do later is how to take this sheet and to put it into a laminated, one of those little pockets, so that you can reuse it over and over and over again, and you don't have to worry about printing, right? And use a marker that's erasable. So it's so much to learn, so much to do. And I hope that you can take this and use this today, print it out, use different words, use different numbers. And yeah, tell me how it worked out for you in the comments below. And if you have any other questions, please ask me in the comments and I will try to address them. All right, thank you guys, and see you in the next video.